what's not talked about enough is the connection between asexuality and lesbianism, and how there's a lot of overlap. But also maybe a lot of lesbians are on the asexual spectrum as well. Within the queer community, there seems to be a big divide on TikTok right now between the lesbians and bisexuals. Not all of them. There seems to be a lot of divisiveness. But I think lesbians could maybe look towards asexuals in the terms of relatability and how they experience the world. Both lesbians and asexuals share a similar experience. They do not experience attraction to men, or a strong attraction to men, or sexual romantic attraction to men. Maybe, well, I'll say sexual attraction to men. They may be biromantic, or biromantic or heteroromantic or whatever, but not relate to this sexual attraction and sort of revolve around patriarchy and your sort of ability to seek out men and their sexuality is a big marker, and that alters often. I'm saying it's lesbian, I'm probably talking about those assigned female at birth, women who are asexual, but how they're suddenly not seen as women or women for not engaging with men sexually. And I think that shows a lot with lesbianism. Often a lot of asexuals, not all, have also a different relationship with gender. I feel like I know of several non-binary asexuals. Not necessarily always the case, but even if you identify as a woman, sometimes you may feel very different to what a straight heterosexual woman is like. And I think a lot of lesbians can also relate to that. So in terms of building queer friendship, look to the asexuals want us. Often as well, when I was trying to figure out my asexuality, I wasn't sure if I was a lesbian or asexual. And there's a reason there. I think a lot of women, and there's something about birth, experience sexual attraction. It's not as immediate as maybe it is portrayed in media. It is more of a sort of secondary response, or it requires content, which often sounds a lot like demisexuality. And I'm not necessarily saying it is, but I can see the overlap there. Like, I need context in order to feel attraction. I don't experience sexual attraction willy-nilly. You know what I mean? So maybe, I know several other lesbians who are like this, who technically would identify themselves as demisexual. I'm not saying all lesbians are like this. However, it is really not uncommon, I think, for a lot of lesbians to be on the asexual spectrum as well. So, join the club, I guess. I don't know.